Hi, I'm Amelia Alder. I'm the director and co-founder of Vocal Australia and the founder of Aca, and you're watching the Aca-Weekly.
Tell me something good.
So this is our final episode of the Aca-Weekly for this season, and it perfectly coincides with Vocal Australia's 10th birthday. So we thought, what better time than to take a look back on the last 10 years and highlight 10 moments that have helped shape us to where we are now. When we first started Vocal Australia back in 2009, there were other singing communities in Australia like barbershop and choral, but there was nothing for contemporary a cappella. And Chris and I had both toured overseas quite a lot and had seen how vibrant the contemporary a cappella scene could be in other countries around the world, and we really wanted something like that here down under. And so we realised it needed to have an organisation to help grow and shape that. So when we were thinking about what kind of a cappella community we wanted to create in Australia, we were really conscious that we didn't want it just to replicate what was happening in another country, like another version of American a cappella or British a cappella or whichever country you pick. We really wanted it to have its own unique flavour and its own vibe, and for that we really wanted groups to be super supportive of each other, to be out there celebrating each other's successes and collaborating with each other, because in Australia our population size means that you probably will end up singing with the people who you might be competing against today. They could be your bandmates next year and hopefully your friends for life. So we decided to launch Vocal Australia with Get Vocal Festival, and it sold out before the first show. But what we noticed was most of the groups were community groups, plus a few pros. But there were not many other younger groups coming up, so we realised we needed to build the a cappella scene in Australia from the grassroots and really help educate and provide events and resources for school and uni groups. So between festivals, we started running showcases and workshops all around the country. And the showcases, though they were fun and great performance opportunities for groups, they just weren't financially viable. So we went back to the drawing board to look at what else we could do to grow the scene. And that's when we decided to create Aca, the Australian A Cappella Awards. And the best thing about Aca was that lots of new groups were forming specifically to participate in Aca, and most of those groups were school and uni groups. So since then, we've had a massive 125 groups participate in Aca, and over 250 groups have participated in a Vocal Australia event. Over the years, we've had quite a number of opportunities to work alongside and cross-promote some big names. They've included Pitch Perfect, Universal Studios, Channel 7's The Morning Show with Larry and Kylie, and Foxtel and Channel V, as well as helping to promote international groups when they've been touring through the country. I want to pay a particular shout out and thanks to the following three groups that really got on board with our vision for Vocal Australia, and that includes The Exchange from America, My Cappella from Singapore, and I still can't believe that this happened, but the wonderful singers from the UK group, the Swingles, who were so generous and kind and performed at Aca this year. Insane, love them, so good. So Vocal Australia really doesn't exist without the team, and that team consists of all of the international presenters and judges that have been a part of Aca. I'm not going to name them all because I don't want to forget anyone. They're also our local heroes, all of our volunteers, our crew, our local judges and presenters, all of our behind the scenes people who help out with our video editing and all those kinds of things. And I also want to pay a special shout out to two groups who have been amazingly supportive in Australia. In particular, Suade, who right from day one have generously donated their time and have performed in almost every single event that we've run, as well as helping out with workshops behind the scene, everything. And in the last 5 years, Drums of War as well, who have also stood up and risen to be super supportive and help us out wherever we need. So we wouldn't exist without you guys. You're the pioneers of Aussie A Cappella. You're the people who keep coming back year after year. You're bringing your A game, raising the level, and I'm just so grateful for your willingness to be part of something new and to help us shape the scene for the future. So what do I see for the future of Aussie A Cappella? Well, first up, I hope that there's more original songs, and we're trying to encourage that with our Aca Challenge for our open div groups. But I also want to see groups that are in regional and rural areas have the opportunity to have access to learn more about their craft. I want to see groups perform to their audience in a more authentic, connected way. And I want opportunities for groups to reach a wider audience, for more people to be able to experience a cappella. And I don't just mean audiences, I also mean singers, more people to have the opportunity to be part of this community. And I really think that in this day and age, and with the way political stuff is happening at the moment, that we all need a little bit more harmony in our life. So thank you for the last 10 years. I'm incredibly grateful for every single person who has been a part of a Vocal Australia event, no matter how big or small. And I'm super looking forward to seeing what happens in the next 10 years. And until then, we'll see you all next year for another great year of Aussie A Cappella.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Aca-Weekly by Vocal Australia. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date.
Come join our party.